There's brand new footage for Avengers Endgame in some TV spots that came out late last night. I want to break those down. Plus, we gotta talk about the insane Build-A-Bear spoilers.
Say what?
It's like the news, but for nerds. Subscribe so you never miss an episode.
Today's shout out goes to Chris Listenfeld. Indeed, Sanctuary 2 is the name of Thanos' big warship. We will do another nerd card question at the end of this video. Woo! What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday to you. I'm, of course, Josh. This is the Den of Nerds. We got a great show for you today. A small reminder before we get into the news, we're doing another Fan Chat Live today at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be doing this every Wednesday leading up until Avengers Endgame. So come on back for it. It's gonna be spicy. Okay, so late last night, a new TV spot dropped. A lot of people hit me up on Twitter and Instagram about this. Thank you guys for that. This spot is being dubbed the I Won spot, as it has a new narration from Thanos explaining that the work is done and that he has won. Now, there's a few new shots in it, but let's focus on the voiceover at first. Thanos literally says that the work is done and that he won. What I'm about to do, I'm going to enjoy very much. That's it. That's the whole narration that he gives, but the way that he delivers it is obviously with a lot of gravitas. It's very awesome. It sort of leads us to believe that whatever he's about to do is going to be him being an absolute savage, but I'm not so sure, and we'll get into that in a second. Now let's talk about the new shots that are in the trailer. First, there's the shot of Captain Marvel in the Avengers facility looking over readouts of all of the different people that are missing. This is pretty cool. First time we've seen her checking that sort of stuff out. There's a shot of Tony, who looks totally malnourished and like absolutely wrecked, looking at something, I think on the Benatar, looking at Earth for the first time. And then we get this shot of Rocket and War Machine fighting, and there's blue blasts, and then there's orange blasts, explosions, a lot of crazy stuff happening in this shot. Can't really place where it is at. In fact, this is the most mysterious part of this whole teaser, trailer, TV spot thing to me, is like, where are they fighting here? I've slowed it down, I've looked at it frame by frame, I've blown up the saturation, all this stuff. Guys, if you can place this, if you can find some definitive proof of where this is at, please let me know in the comment section. I mean, I think the best bet is to postulate that this is at the Avengers facility, that indeed Thanos will be attacking the Avengers at the Avengers facility, and this is a shot from that. As I said, I think the shot of Tony is him looking at Earth for the first time, perhaps as the Benatar pulls up and he's like, oh my God, we actually did it. Then this Captain Marvel shot, I mean, it doesn't really spoil too much, but she's obviously gonna be briefed on what exactly happened on Earth and what they think happened with Thanos, and this will all take place rather quickly at the beginning of the film. Now, let's talk about the voiceover. I think the voiceover for Thanos here is misleading a little bit. I mean, yeah, the work is done, and yeah, he did win, and I think what he is going to do next, he will really enjoy. But I don't think that we're gonna get those lines delivered with that tone in the movie. If the Avengers do go to Titan 2 and they go to the farm to confront Thanos, I believe he will say something to this effect, but I don't think that it'll be like, what I'm about to do is gonna be awesome, like that. I think he'll instead deliver like, what I'm about to do, I'm gonna really enjoy. And it's gonna be gardening. He literally just wants to be a gardener at this point. Now, at that point, I still think the Avengers might like assault him or attack him, and like I think he'll pretty easily beat them even early on in the film. And who knows, man, maybe it is going to be delivered with the same kind of like nefarious fury in the voice, but I kind of don't think so. Either way, in the past day, we've gotten so much of Thanos in these trailers. It's so cool. We didn't have him in the trailers at all, and now we're getting him. We're getting voiceover from him, and I'm getting pretty hyped, man. This is going to be like Thanos Unleashed. Now, before we get into the Build-A-Bear spoilers, I want to clarify a few things I missed in my breakdown yesterday. Number one, this Ant-Man thing. A lot of people brought this up to me, but yes, it does look like the shaking of the hands between what we thought was Steve Rogers and Tony Stark is actually Tony Stark and Ant-Man. The other thing I missed was this weird shot at the end of the trailer with Thanos sitting there, his double-bladed sword stuck in the ground, and he appears to be literally crouched there, sitting there, waiting for the Avengers to come over to him. Now, I think the big thing here is that like Thanos with this double-bladed sword and his armor back, and combine that with the fact that we know he gets beamed down from a Q ship and not using the space stone, this really implies that the stones are no longer going to be in his possession, that he will either lose the stones or lose the capacity to use the stones. But that does not mean he's going to be powerless. In fact, quite the contrary. We saw in Infinity War Thanos do a number of different things that really weren't him trying to kill people or maim people or anything, but just get the stones. He was like walking through these guys like butter, but he wasn't really necessarily worried about killing any of these guys. If the Avengers truly threaten the snap and and threaten his work that he's so proud of, he's gonna be unleashed and we might see him actually trying to kill. I hope that sword gets plunged into somebody. I hope Thanos really does some damage, and that's pretty frightening, man. I think we're gonna get a version of Thanos that is bloodthirsty and truly going mad in Endgame. All right, we got to talk about these very spicy Build-A-Bear spoilers. And if you watched the fan chat live we did yesterday, you already know this. We talked about this yesterday. But just for those people that only watch the show or they prefer the edited format, I want to go into that now. And so a Build-A-Bear Thanos is out there on the marketplace, and this Build-A-Bear has a voice box in it. The voice box contains 2 pre-programmed pieces of dialogue that come from Thanos. The first piece of dialogue says, "I had all the power in my grasp." Now we'll get into what that means in just a second, but the second thing that the voice box says is even crazier. Thanos literally says, "How are you doing this? You do not have the will to wield the power of the Infinity Stones." Then we combine that with the fact that he says, "I had the power in my grasp." This really seems to imply that the stones or the gauntlet, they're gonna be gone. Thanos is going to lose them, and then someone else is going to use them, and that person is supposedly, in Thanos' eyes, just unable to use the power of the stones. So Thanos is shocked that whoever is doing this is doing it. He's literally saying, "How are you doing this? You do not have the will to wield the power of the Infinity Stones. Who could that be?" Now, we talked about this on the fan chat yesterday. The top hopes here are that it would be Captain America or Tony Stark. Perhaps there's, Professor Hulk, which we've heard about in a lot of leaks, and Nebula. So those are the best, guesses, I guess, that we have at who could possibly be wielding the Infinity Gauntlet. And for my money, I hope it's Captain America, and I hope that's the way he goes out, is by using all the Infinity Stones to undo the snap and just use his amazing will. I mean, he's just a dude, right? But his just will has always been so strong. Even before he got the super soldier serum, he was always just so strong-willed and so morally driven. And I think that's the perfect ending for this kind of a character, is if he picks up the stones and uses them to undo the snap. But that's pretty much the news, guys. I mean, we're getting so much crazy new footage. A lot of stuff's dropping. I might have to do a couple additional videos if crazy stuff happens later today. Let me know what you think about all this, and let me know what you think about the Build-A-Bear stuff, man. Do you think that these are actual pieces of dialogue that Thanos will say? Are they just there for Build-A-Bear? I mean, I don't know. I kind of think they're real, and Build-A-Bear just kind of slipped up here. But whatever you're thinking about that and any news at all, just let me know in the comment section below. All right, let's check the nerd card on the way out of here. I want to know, what character in the comic books did Thanos defeat in order to get the Time Stone? Definitely wasn't Doctor Strange. But the question remains, who did Thanos beat in the comics to get the Time Stone? Answer that question in the comment section below. One more reminder, a fan chat live is going down today at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come back to the channel, bring your questions. We're gonna do Q&A and just have a great time talking about Avengers. And as I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I'll see you in the next video.